Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in about a minute. Real quick, what do I mean by live? What I mean is that this is a situation where I have not already recorded everything, and now I'm coming back and explaining what's already happened. So this is not a trade recap. This is not some sort of post commentary. I'm recording myself, seeing the information, seeing the data for the very first time. In other words, I don't know what's coming next. So if you just want an unscripted look into what it's like to be a day trader, how day trading can play out, then you will have that here in this video. And I will be watching on mRNA, this $425 level out of the opening gates. So it's getting somewhat close, within a couple dollars. mRNA can move pretty quick. So we'll see if that 425 mark comes into play or not. And if it does, then potentially looking to make a trade at that area. But I will pause for now and be back at the open. All right, the markets are open, and mRNA can be very, very choppy at the start of a day. So I'm not going to take any sort of action on this one during the opening minute. And if that means I get left behind, then so be it. But like I said, just want to see how this thing plays out. Maybe 426.50 could be an interesting level. So 426.50 short with the idea that it gets down to 425 and then goes down. But as of now, just straight up here. And shorting just means making money when prices go down. Believe it or not, yes, you can make money when prices go down. And that is known as shorting a stock. Being short. Yeah, so 426.50 could be interesting if that level comes back into play. Maybe not. Maybe this is just going to keep on grinding upwards, which it looks like it is right now. So yeah, at this point, looking like that 425 mark, not going to be relevant at all. I suppose that could change. But yeah, like I said, these videos are live, so thought that might be coming into play, but as of now, doesn't seem to be the case. So I will go ahead and pause for now and look around and see if there's any other opportunities. All right, I'm watching 431 here as a potential short. In there at 431. Whether or not it breaks, we'll see. I think it's got a good chance. So there is the break. Now can we get some push to the downside? Can't do anything unless it gets down to 430 minimum. So let's see if this thing wants to get down to 430. Do I want to maybe add at 430? Add to a winner? Because I only did do 100 shares. Yeah, you know what? I am going to do that. If it comes down to 430, I'm going to look to add. I don't know, it's getting stuck up right around this area here. So watching 430. Oh, wow. All right, well, never mind. That happened way too fast. Let's see if I can get some out at 429. Fantastic. So got some out at 428.50. We got that moving average though, so that could present a problem. But let's see if we can, you know what, in fact, if that can't, but I can get 427.75. If 428 can be broken. So still have 50 shares left. And I wanted to add, but you saw it on video. It happened in a blink of an eye. But yeah, let's see if, again, not a coincidence here. The power of charts. Notice that purple line, the 50 period moving average. What a coincidence, right where the price is starting to bounce up here a little bit. Now, does it stay above that level? That remains to be seen. But again, power of charts. What a quote unquote random area for that to all of a sudden bounce for right now. Now, of course, I'm being sarcastic, but that's the level where, from the short side of things, I want to see that purple line fail. But I'm not surprised at all to see the price right now getting congested right up around that area. But let's see if the price can indeed make a push down through that level. If this goes up over 431, I will need to be out. So yeah, watching 431, that'll be my stop, which would technically be probably a bit of a loss on these final 50 shares. So you could be saying, Clay, why don't you just take out all your shares? That way you make money on all your shares. Right, but what happens if this thing continues to pull back? Then you're going to be saying, well, Clay, why did you get out? Why didn't you wait to see if it went down further? So again, there's no hindsight here. I think this thing could come down even further. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and that's why those final 50 shares, maybe I end up taking a loss on them. But like I said, in my mind, I think I have a great chance of potentially making money on them. So I'm going to put an order out at 427.50 now. Because like I said, I think if 428 can be broken, then this should make a nice quick move to the downside. But if it goes up over 431, I will be out, like I said, of these final shares here. Again, watching 431. Is it going to stop me out of these final 50 shares? Watching very closely. And again, look at this. The power of charts, that purple line. Pretty crazy, huh? Again, does it continue to hold? I have no idea, but not a shock at all to see that area as of now presenting a big problem. Look at this, just staying right at that purple line. But again, that's a short. I think that there's a good chance that it has an opportunity to break down through there, and if it can do that, then I could be looking at further gains. But if it doesn't, well then yeah, I'm going to take a loss on these final 50 shares. I'm not going to make as much money as what I could right now if I just get out. But like I said, what happens if this thing keeps going? Then the hindsight voices will say, well, Clay, why did you get out so fast? All right, gotta watch. 431. I almost want to add at 428 if it can come down to that area. But I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch, because right now I still have a high chance of getting stopped out here, it seems. But what does this thing want to do? And if I added at 428, that'd just totally be adding to a winner. Well, let's see if this thing even wants to come back down. Right now, it's seemingly at an indecision point right here. But that purple line, that's what it all revolves around. Can the price break down through that purple line? Yeah, wow. That is definitely it right there. 428. That seems to be a golden goose point here. But again, I'm not stressed out at all, right? I've locked in good solid gains. So really the only stress I have, all right, maybe making, can we get the breakdown? Wow, at this point, I feel like 427 is a possibility if 428 fails. Look at that. Look how it just keeps right at 428, actually 25-ish, right at that level. Bounced 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So So yeah, if that can break, then I think I have a great chance to be able to have an opportunity at 427. But doesn't want to break. That is the question. And do I want to add at 428? Let's see how this candle closes here. Yeah, 428.25. That seems to be the true break point here. All right, there it is. It broke. Can we get 427? Like I said, I thought I had a good chance at that. Okay, there's 427. Can I get even more? Yes, I can. Wow, am I going to get 426? Yes, I am. Even better than that. And look at this go. And that's why I didn't get out, because who knew if this move was going to happen? And guess what? It did happen. What is that down there? 425. I could easily see a bounce from that area. In fact, that's a level I think I was talking about at the very beginning of the video. I don't remember if I'd brought that number up or not. But let's see if we can get down to 425. Wow. And down through there. Can we get down even further? All right, I'm going to take that out right there. Beautiful. $386 on only 100 shares. So yeah, smaller position size, but turned out perfectly, and patience certainly paid. Had to wait for a while, but just kind of as a recap here. Let me get my annotation tool set up. Remember, when it was right around here and the price was going up, and I was thinking, and how close was I to getting stopped out? The high of that candle was at nice 430.96, and like I said, my stop loss was 431, so saved by 4 cents on that move right there. But I was having the conversation, Clay, why don't you just get out? Or when the price was just hovering around this area, Clay, why don't you just get out? That way you ensure you have a winning trade on, or winning or green trade on all those trades. And look at this thing continue to go. But just ensure that you have a totally winning trade. And I said, well, I understand that, because if it goes back up and stops me out, then yeah, I'm going to look goofy, because Clay, you should have just taken what the market was giving you. But then I was saying, well, but what happens if the price goes down? And then what are the hindsight voices are going to be saying? They're going to be saying, Clay, why did you get out so early? Why didn't you wait? And as you see here, I'm glad I waited. And yeah, the hindsight voices are saying, yeah, why did you get out? And like I said, I thought it was going to bounce from 425, but I did get a bit of a bounce, hence me, getting out. But then it just rolled right back over. So I mean, I can't say that I thought it would get this nasty, but it has. And wow, look at it continue to go. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, when you get in at 431 and I'm down at 425, basically, that's a $6 per share gain when I was just risking a couple dollars per share. So from risking a couple dollars per share to then essentially opening up $6 per share, that's a nice 3-to-1. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's even more than that. Again, in hindsight, had I held, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's just the easy game to play. But overall, very happy with that. It took some time to find something. I mean, you can see my entry was at 945. So patience, I guess, is maybe that'll be the title of this video. How patience pays. Patience pays in two ways. First, I was just patient to wait for something to come along. And for those of you that are maybe new to the channel, maybe, what are you talking about, Clay? You waited 15 minutes. Big deal. I know. For me, though, 15 minutes is quite a bit of time as a very short-term day trader. So waiting 15 minutes when I'm usually making trades, ideally within the first 5-10 minutes, that definitely took some patience as far as my strategy is concerned. And the second part of the patience was, as you just saw, I had to sit, be patient through this phase right here, give this thing a chance. I mean, that purple line was giving it a whole lot of headaches, but eventually it did fall, and you can see was rewarded for that. So yeah, patience can pay in many different ways if you just wait for your setups. And then after you get the setup you like, if you let the setup play out, then, overall you can walk away with quite a big gains. And the one thing I suppose that I regret but I couldn't do anything about was I wanted to add, but you saw that movement happen so fast that it just didn't even give me a chance to add. So had I added another 50 shares, this would have been even a bigger gain, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. I just wasn't fast enough, and that's also sometimes how the market plays out. So I'm going to go ahead and call it good. It's a good market, but not nearly as good as I thought it would be, which is why I even got a video rolling in the first place, because as I've said in past videos, I have no problem admitting I want to make cool YouTube videos, right? So whenever I see market action I think gives me the opportunity to make a cool YouTube video, a video where I'm making money, I'm gonna create a video. Now, sometimes I'm totally wrong and I end up losing money, or I barely make anything, or it's just kind of a chop fest. That's happened too for those of you longtime viewers of the live trade segment. But in this situation, like I said, I thought it would be better. And it's not that it was bad. I mean, we have a good example here of a fine setup, but it doesn't seem to be as good as I thought it was. So I am just going to go ahead and wrap things up here. But if you do enjoy these live trade videos, if you enjoy these lessons that I kind of bake into them, of course, the big lesson here being, how patience pays, then, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below. They do go a long way in communicating to me that you enjoy these videos, because given that they are truly live, as I stumble over my words and unscripted, they're very difficult. I have to think for myself. I have to think about my own analysis. I have to think about what I'm going to say to you. I have to actually talk to you. I have to make alerts in the private community that I offer. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going on. So while these videos are not impossible, they are difficult. So I just want to make sure that they are worth my time and worth the time and, the effort and hassle to do. And as long as I know people are enjoying them, then I have no problem continuing to make them. So if you do enjoy these videos and would like for me to continue to make them, like I said, you can communicate that to me 2 very easy ways. Hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and that'll have me continuing to make them. So overall, and I guess real quick, the third final lesson is you don't need massive share size. I mean, this was done with 100 shares. 100 shares and then getting this sort of movement. Yeah, that's in my mind, that's definitely a good return. So overall, take care, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Hit that like button and leave a simple comment down below. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only 1 losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.